Hey everyone, welcome to Embody Nourish. My name is Karen and today I am so excited to share with you guys 3 vegan recipes that are the ultimate comfort food. These recipes are perfect to share with your friends and family when you invite them over for a movie night, or why not just make some for yourself at home. Me time is definitely important too. I love making these recipes for my partner and I when we decide to have a quiet night in. I took some inspiration from our local cinema's Gold Class menu so that we can have our own Gold Class experience at home. Anyway, thank you so much guys for your support. I hope that you've been doing well. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe to our channel, and with that, let's go make some food. We're starting the first recipe off with this delicious plant-based mac and cheese. It's creamy, packed full of flavour, and since we're making the sauce from scratch, it's incredibly healthy. We think you guys will love it. Let's boil and salt the water to cook the pasta, and while that's heating up, also make sure you've soaked 1 cup of cashews overnight, or if you've forgotten to, like I have, you can pour some hot or boiling water over them and cover. When the water is boiling, cook the pasta according to your package instructions. I'm using the classic macaroni elbows today, but other spiral pastas would work too. Drain the pasta when you're done. I scoop the pasta out to save the water so I can reuse it later to boil some veggies. When the pasta is done, peel 2 carrots and roughly cut them into smaller pieces, and do the same for 2 potatoes. If you're not using cashews because you're going nut free, use an extra 1 or 2 carrots and potatoes to bump up the creaminess. Pop them back into the pot and boil the potato and carrots until they're soft and tender. You can also steam them if you like. When they're done, drain them and let them cool before transferring the potatoes and carrots into a food processor. Also drain the cashews and add them into the food processor too. Add in 1 cup of nutritional yeast. This will add in the cheesy flavour, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, a half teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of white miso paste, 2 tablespoons of tahini, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, a half tablespoon of soy sauce, and finally, let's blend them all together. And I just realized I forgot to squeeze in half a lemon. You can also add in some water to adjust the consistency of the sauce. Definitely give the mac and cheese sauce a taste test and adjust it according to how you like it. When you're happy with the sauce, transfer the macaroni pasta back into the pot over low heat. My Dutch oven was still quite warm, so I didn't turn on the heat at all. Now this next step is totally optional, but it adds a nice buttery flavour to our comfort mac and cheese. Melt 1 tablespoon of vegan butter and pour it all over the pasta. Mix before pouring the cheese sauce all over it. Look at that delicious creamy sauce. The turmeric creates such a gorgeous yellow colour. And now we're ready to serve the mac and cheese and garnish it too. For something a little bit extra, you can toast some breadcrumbs in a saucepan over medium heat and sprinkle it all over the mac and cheese. The breadcrumbs adds a nice texture over the top. Also, a sprinkle of paprika adds a pop of colour to the yellow palette. And if you don't mind your spice, sprinkle over a little bit of cayenne pepper. I also like to sprinkle over some fresh coriander to give that burst of freshness as well. And there you go guys, this delicious and gorgeous looking mac and cheese is the perfect comfort meal. It's incredibly healthy and an amazing plant-based take on the classic mac and cheese. And moving on to the next recipe, I'm so excited for this one. These vegan buffalo cauliflower wings are amazing. We're going to make it extra special by making our own vegan ranch dip and buffalo hot sauce. Cut 1 head of a cauliflower into small bite-sized florets. Then in a pan over low-medium heat, we're going to toast some spices to intensify their flavour. Add in 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika and 1 teaspoon of cumin. Use a spatula to toast the spices, stirring them frequently so they don't stick to the pan. They shouldn't with the low heat, but if they do, splash some water in. After a few minutes, transfer the spices into a large mixing bowl and add in 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Pour in half a cup of plant-based milk, we use soy milk here, and half a cup of water. Season with some salt and black pepper and whisk until everything is combined. Then dip a cauliflower into the batter and then coat it in panko breadcrumbs in another bowl. Assemble the coated cauliflowers on a baking tray lined with baking paper and repeat until all of the cauliflowers are used up. Bake the cauliflower wings in a preheated oven at 180 degrees for 20 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to make our own buffalo hot sauce. You can definitely use your favorite hot sauce. The popular one is Frank's, but I like mine a little bit sweeter. In a saucepan over medium heat, combine 1 tablespoon of vegan butter. This helps the hot sauce to coat the cauliflower wings. 4 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of cayenne powder. You can adjust this to taste. Pour in 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and add in 1 to 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. Mix together to combine. You can add in some water to dilute it a little bit, but I personally like it quite strong. When the 20 minutes is up, take the cauliflower wings out of the oven and place them on a cooling rack. Using a pastry brush, brush the hot sauce over the cauliflower and you can turn it over to coat it all over. When you're happy with the amount of hot sauce, return the buffalo wings into the oven and bake them for another 15 to 20 minutes. While they're cooking, let's make the vegan ranch sauce. It's super duper easy, and the best part about homemade dips is that we can adjust it according to how we like it. In a food processor, add in 1 cup of vegan mayo, pour in 1 tablespoon of plant-based milk, 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 4 garlic cloves and 1/4 teaspoon of maple syrup. Process it all together and then add in a bunch of fresh parsley and dill. Pulse to chop them up and serve the vegan ranch sauce into dipping plates. When the cauliflower wings are done, let them cool on a cooling rack. As they're cooling, I like to brush on a tiny bit more hot sauce just so the garnishes can stick on a little bit easier. Sprinkle over some sesame seeds, spring onions and serve with some lemon wedges. And here you go guys, these buffalo cauliflower wings are delicious. They're so fresh and crispy from the oven, and it's the ultimate comfort food to have in front of a Netflix screen. Don't forget the ranch dips guys. Last but not least, we have the classic nachos, but these vegan nachos that we've created today is going to blow your mind because it definitely blew ours. We're going to make a delicious vegan queso sauce to cheesify the nachos. Roughly dice 1 brown onion and peel 4 garlic cloves. Peel and roughly chop 2 medium yellow potatoes. In a pot over medium-high heat, drizzle in some olive oil and saute the onions and garlic until they're soft and fragrant. Then add in the chopped potatoes along with 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of turmeric and saute them together. Pour in 1 cup of veggie stock and 1 can of coconut milk. Stir to mix together and simmer the mixture over low heat for 10 to 15 minutes to bring out all of the flavors. Meanwhile, let's make the salsa. Finally, dice 6 medium tomatoes and gather them into a large mixing bowl. Do the same to 2 red onions. Mince 2 garlic cloves and combine them all into the bowl as well. Squeeze the juice of half a lime, and I nearly forgot the coriander. Splash in some white vinegar and toss the salsa. This is honestly my favorite part of the nachos. It just adds a beautiful burst of freshness to the dish. Now going back to the queso, once it's finished simmering, let it cool before pouring the queso sauce into a food processor. Add in 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, 3 chipotle peppers in adobo sauce, 2 tablespoons of sun-dried tomatoes, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, and 3/4 cup of soaked cashews. If you're going nut-free, you can omit this or increase the amount of potatoes. Add a pinch of sea salt and blend. While it's blending, I'm going to cut up some avocados to make the guacamole. I was so happy with these avocados. How perfect do they look with a small pit and so much flesh. I really am adulting, aren't I guys? I'm just getting so excited over these avocados. Anyway, the guacamole that I'm making today is just with some lime juice and a pinch of sea salt. Really simple. The queso should just be about ready now, and look at that creamy goodness. So now I'm going to make a really quick hot sauce for the nachos as well. In a saucepan over medium heat, whisk together half a cup of tomato paste, drizzle in some maple syrup and sprinkle in some cayenne pepper. Cook until it's warm. Now here is the fun part, guys. Assemble the corn tortilla chips into a baking tray and bake them for 5 to 10 minutes until they're warm and toasty. Now let's decorate the nachos. I like to pour over the queso sauce first and then add in the salsa. Pour over the tomato hot sauce and dollop on the guacamole. Drizzle over more queso sauce and sprinkle over some jalapenos. We haven't found a vegan sour cream we've liked yet, so instead of sour cream, we've sprinkled over some vegan feta cheese and it was so delicious. These are the ultimate vegan nachos, guys. We brought these nachos over to my nephews and between the 4 of us, we absolutely demolished it. And there you go, guys. If you're looking for the ultimate comfort food, here they are. I love sharing these meals with my friends and family while we're lounging around together watching Netflix and just enjoying each other's company in the presence of amazing food. And honestly, that's what good food is all about. Hey guys, thank you so much for your support. I know that you guys take the time out of your day to watch my videos, like, comment and subscribe, so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. If you guys like the recipes, you can check them out in the description box below. They link up to my blog at embodiednourish.com. And with that, I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.